Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the Bleach Collab, which has started as of yesterday, right? I know I'm a little bit late today, such is life. But everything should be here and hopefully you're not missing out on anything. So let's take a look at the details right now. So of course with a part 2 means we get the revival of part 1. So you get the ability to both take an opportunity to pull on the first and the second. They are separated out. The first on top is going to be part 2, and that's where you can get the newer monsters. The lower one gives you the part 1 monsters, which of course come with a Jushinka Kai, Transcension Kai version now, which is really nice. Now, what is important is that you can still pull either monsters on either gacha. They're not exclusive to one, but of course the rate for that specific part is higher. So you can see in the part 1 gacha that the rates for like Hitsugaya, right? I think it was Hitsugaya, Rukia, and Ichigo are at 1.2% each, whereas all of the newer ones are at 0.6%. And conversely, the newer ones here are at 1.2%, and the older ones are at 0.6%. So the newer ones have twice as much of a chance of coming out than the older ones, but still, that's a 0.6% difference, so don't hold your breath too much about it. Now, of course, if you're waiting for particular characters, you can wait for the rate ups. Part 2 gacha will be having the individual rate ups. They'll be cycling through the individual monsters starting September 4th until the very last day when all of them are available. However, do not hold your breath for the part 1s. There will not be any rate ups for the individual monsters there. You're just going to have to hope for the best at that one. Alright, so let's take a look at the characters here. So, I guess I can show the Japanese version of the text here too. But we do have Kurosaki Ichigo. At Game Width, they are temporarily giving him a 9.0. And do keep in mind that all of the values for these monsters are still temporary, because there just hasn't been enough time to play around with them to really figure out how powerful they may or may not be. But let's take a look at the strike shots, which of course makes a big difference with the collab characters. So for Ichigo here, it guarantees to hit the boss and does percentage damage with a guaranteed minimum, which is always nice to see. It also has the ability to increase the weak point effectiveness, and that increases it by 50% and lasts for 4 turns. Strike shot on the first gear will give 1.25 times the normal attack and will be able to reduce 25% of the boss's HP with a minimum of 1.2 million damage. So even if the 25% ends up being less than that, you're always guaranteed to do at least 1.2 million damage out of that. On the second gear, the self attack bonus goes up to 1.65 times, and the amount HP cut goes up to 35% with a guaranteed minimum of double them before, 2.4 million. So not bad. Obviously, it's really good to get these percentage ones with a minimum guarantee for damage. That's definitely good to see. So we can see how strong that strike shot is going to be. You can see from the skill set, right? We talked about it before on the news, right? But speed down wall and block with minesweepers. Maybe we can see something later. I don't know, but yeah, at least it's not complete garbo, right? Rukia here, and she, right, is an 8.5 right now as of Game Width. Her strike shot has a chance to cause a defense down on the enemies in the follow-up attack that she does, and that defense down will last for 3 turns. The first gear gives Rukia a 1.2 times attack bonus, as well as 25 follow-up attacks that does damage at 22% of her normal attack, and gives a 20% or 1.2 times defense down damage bonus. On the second gear, that self bonus attack goes up to 1.3 times, and the follow-up attack does a third of its normal attack, and the defense stand is also amped up a little bit with a 1.33 times. So yeah, I mean 8.5, it's a slightly lower tick than Ichigo there. I don't know. Not sure what more we can say at this point for her. really gonna have to see if that, that Rampage Laser EL, of course, looks really nice. Power Field, a nice bonus as well, to see what damage can actually come out of that. We'll have to see. Again, the fact that Null Magic Circle is there, really gonna have to get more of those kind of annoying stages to really see her shine or not. Alright, next up we've got Hitsugaya Toshiro, and he is also getting an 8.5 mark from Game Width. Strike Shot is a follow-up. On the follow-up will delay the enemy you first hit by 3 turns. The first gear is a 1.2 times self bonus with a 4.5 times the normal attack stat for him in a follow-up attack. On the second gear, that gets amped to 1.4 times and a 9 times attack. So, I mean, nothing too fancy for Hitsugaya, but Hitsugaya was the only one, I think, from the previous crew that really survived a lot. And he does have a lot of breadth in terms of where he can shine, right? Like with a block, null speed down wall, flight, and no gravity barrier. Definitely could see him just, be used as an all-arounder. And, the bomb combo is, like Lorelei, so you know that it's going to be dishing out some good damage there. And of course, as long as you have the connect skill, that bump combo boost M will bring up that balanced based damage numbers to something really strong. Now, do you want to go over Abarai Benji here for a little bit, because he did get a buff with the latest update. You can see that the Minesweeper M turned into Super Minesweeper M. Also got a bump combo boost on his main, and the Gauge also gets a bonus null speed down wall ability. So that's always good to see. And his strike shot was slightly reduced to 20 turns from 24, and the attack overall for that damage that happens with that strike shot was increased. And just to finish up the whole thing, Shihoin Yoruichi actually had no change at all. I mean, she was really strong. I still use her to this day for one of the, I think 36 or 37, right, on the Tower Champions. So definitely strong. So really good to see. I guess it's a shame she didn't get any bonus at all, but she was already strong. Alright, let's take a look at the new characters. We'll start off with Urahara Kisuke. He has an 8.5 clip right now, and you can see, let's see, we got Null Gravity Barrier, Super Mind, Super M, Counter Slayer, Null Speed. I actually already went over that before. What we want to keep an eye out is the Strike Shot follow-up, right? So this follow-up attack will attack the boss, and then any enemies above the boss will also take collateral damage from that fire pillar attack that he has. And so his damage boost just for using the strike shot goes to 1.35 times, and that follow-up attack is 8.8 times attack, his attack stat. Whereas if you wait until the second gear, the self bonus increases up to 50%, and that follow-up attack goes all the way up to 13.2 times. Yeah, I mean, nothing too fancy here, but I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah. Anyways, next we've got Inoue Orihime. She is in the wood element there, and she has a temporary ranking of 8.0. And her strike shot, you can see that it does provide a friendly unit. The first one you touch from your friendly group, a shield, which is essentially just a barrier. So, follows the same rules as usual there. The first gear of the strike shot gives her a 1.1 times attack boost, and every time you touch a friendly unit, you'll heal 2500 HP and give them 1 turn's worth of defense up. If you wait until the second gear, that attack bonuses slightly ticks up to 1.15 times. The healing bonus goes from 2500 to 3000, and the defense up turn count goes up to 2. Support, full support characters are always hard to see, because it really does depend on which stages that they could shine, and if they shine there, they could be, the make or break difference to be able to survive that quest. So, hard to say. I don't think there's anything really stand out for her right now. I know Naoshiro did play Horai's stage. And of course, you know, her bump combo is very strong, right? That power drive is just super strong, right? It's really awesome, right? It's if monsters are just hugging the wall, they're basically dead in at most 2 turns. So very, very strong. But like I said, I don't know. Hard to see her shine somewhere right now, at least. The last gacha monster is Ishida Uryu, and he is also getting an 8.0 rating from GameWith as of this point. Strike Shot is, I mean, this is a little bit of a mouthful, right? So you can see that it steals attack power from the enemies and then uses it to power up himself, and there's a follow-up damage which will do first some standard damage and then does percentage damage afterwards, which is interesting. So the first gear, the attack bonus is just 10%, but every time you touch an enemy unit you will get 8% more damage, and that attack bonus lasts for 4 turns. And then you also get to do a follow-up attack, which is at 12 times your normal damage, and then you'll do a max HP damage of 15%. So whatever the boss's maximum HP is, 15% of that will just drop at the end. So that's cool. Like, getting max HP percentage damage is very rare in this game, so you might be able to do some tricky things with that. Second gear, the bonus goes up to 20%. Attack bonus is 12% per character that you hit, and that lasts for 6 turns rather than 4. And then your follow-up attack is increased from 12 to 16 times, and the percentage bonus, or the percentage cut, is taken a nice tick upwards to 20%. So certainly the strike shot, it makes it really interesting, and seeing where, you know, maybe you can shine off of that, but it doesn't change the fact that you are stuck with only warp and block. No, actually you have speed down wall too, so never mind. So probably just the fact that it's hard to find, you know, solid stages right now where he's necessary, but certainly in the future could see something like that happening, especially with, you know, speed down wall getting more and more prevalent. Now let's take a look at the 4-5 stars, and this one's actually kind of surprising because you usually do not see 4-5 star monsters getting a 8.0 rating, but Matsumoto Rangiku here, she does have a 8.0 rating, which is interesting to see. And her skill set, we got Super Mind, Super M, Null Magic Circle, Super Laser Stop, all on the main. On the gauge, we've got Shield Breaker and Strike Shot Turn Reducer, in which the Strike Shot is an attack up, which is a 1.2 times bonus, and we'll do a follow-up attack to the closest enemy, which is 7 shots at 3.6 times her attack stat, and that's something that can be fired at 17 turns. The bump combo is a glow sphere, which we know is really strong, and so I mean the fact Super Mind Sweeper Circle, that's pretty good. Again, we'll have to see if that magic circle aspect starts to pop up more and more, but certainly strong. Super Minesweeper M is always good to see. And the gauge, Shield Breaker, as well as Strike Shot Turn Reducer, you can reduce that Strike Shot to keep dishing out that damage. Gonna be pretty good, I think. So 8.0 for Rangiku here. And also, last but not least, we got Sado Yasutora. He's a 7.5 right now. That's normal good rating for a 4-5 star monster. Oops, let's get it on the Japanese text as well. So you got Super Null Gravity Barrier, all element ridges, bump combo boost, all on the main, and then the gauge is just a simple null speed down wall. Strike Shot is a 14.4 times attack stat follow-up, which is directed to the first enemy you hit. Bump combo is Super Round Flash. So yeah, I mean, Gravity Barrier, null speed down wall, definitely could see that being a decent combo for semi-difficult quest, right? And Strike Shot, I mean, solid damage. 14.4 is definitely solid damage. Alright, let's take a look at the quests. So if you're interested in playing quests, of course, we got the standard pattern here. You will be able to take on the 24/7 4-5 star quests. They're available at all times for you during the collab. That features Zaeru Apollo Gratz. Huh? No, Granze. Granz? There you go. In the fire element. And you've got Tia Haribel in the water element available. Again, these are 4 or 5-star monsters, so the best you can do is 90 luck them, but if you like the collab, might as well get on it, finish them to the max. We also have a 24/7 direct drop quest, and we've got Grimjiao Jagerjak. Now, of course, how these works is, and you can always see that by the icon here, you'll see a egg without it being in a chest, and that is your indication that this is a direct drop quest. What does that mean? You do not need any max lux because, like I said, it's a direct drop quest. Every time you clear the quest, you'll get this warning saying, hey, or sorry, every time you click this quest, you'll get a warning, hey, you haven't done your clear for the day. Why is that important? Well, because as is the case all the time now, these direct drop quests will give you a special bonus. Where was that? Is it here? There you go. A special bonus that gives you 7 drops for the first clear of that day. And if you play co-op, you have a chance of the boss drawing 2 or 3 copies of itself, rather than if you play solo, in which you're guaranteed to only get 1 drop. Which means you can finish, assuming you don't want to play more than a day, right? And luck is on your side. You could finish Grimjiao here in 10 days. 9 days. 9 days. Yeah, 9 days. There you go. So don't forget, just stay diligent on this. Obviously there's more than 9 days to complete it, so you could skip out if you're really feeling not so into it right now. But don't forget, 7 drops per day is really nice, given that you only get at most 3 drops otherwise. So take care. And of course, the collab isn't a collab unless we have some quests rotating in the schedule. We'll get 2 monsters there. We've got Coyote Stark in wood, and Urukiora in the dark element. These 2 are both going to be 5-6-star monsters. So max luck them, get them to max luck. I'm sure you won't regret it. Probably. Alright, we also did get an announcement that there will be an Insidious Quest coming, and that Insidious Quest will be featuring Ichimaru Gin here. And Gin is a old collab monster from part 1. If you did not get him already, you can pick him up in the library and max luck him. I think I finished everybody in the collab, right? Sort by luck. Yeah, there you go. Of course, I don't really care about the 4 or 5-star monsters, so I'm fine not finishing them off. But yeah, if you want to, catch up on some of the older quests, make sure you go into the library and pick those guys up. Because once you clear this special quest, you unlock a special evolution for Ichimaru Gin, and as is almost always the quest, as is almost always the case, the special Evo art form is always good, so make sure you do not forget about that. You also, you can see there's a survey here that you can take for a single orb, and a Twitter post that will get you at Insta Transcentral. Now, you may have noticed that on the main screen that there is going to be missions available. You can access that by clicking the cell phone on your home page. And there's going to be a series of 12 different quests that you can complete. What are those quests? Well, why do I want to do those quests? Well, one big thing is you're going to be able to get Hirako Shinji there on the left. You got 1 through your login bonuses for the collab, but you'll be able to get even more just by playing along with these certain missions. Now, what are these missions, you ask? Well, hold no further. Here are the translations. Again, if they're a little bit hard to see, you can check them out on either Discord or ENGmonst, my Twitter account. They are already up there. But you can see that the quests aren't that difficult, right? The first, I guess half of them are just basically asking you to finish the quest that you see on the banner, right? And then the other half is just saying, hey, use these particular collab monsters in your clear parties, and you're good. Great. 9, 10, and 11 are just basically saying exchange 1, 2, or 3 items in the store, which we'll go into details in very shortly. So before we go into the store, we need to figure out what we're actually collecting. and what you are collecting are the soul power points. And what that is, you know, basically you have to meet some certain conditions when you clear a quest, and you're able to get up to 6 total soul power points when you run a quest. Now, how do you get 6? Well, let's take a look. First of all, you have to clear a qualified quest, and the qualified quest for this collab mission is normal quest, event quest, library quest, or temple quest. If you do any of those 4, you are eligible to get these items / rewards. Now, other requirements. The second bullet point there is basically, did you clear a collab quest? If it's a collab quest, you get 1 off the bat. Third one is if you have on your team a Bleach character, right? So bring along Ichigo, bring along I already forgot everybody else's name, so my bad for trying to do that. But as long as you have a Bleach character, and it could be a friend unit that you use from the friends list, but that shouldn't be too difficult to do. Number 4, this might be difficult if you're just plowing through the stages, but you just need to use a strike shot just once, and they'll be happy. Number 4, if you actually use a strike shot in the duration of the quest, that will get you another bonus drop. Or sorry, soul power point. The 5th one is clearing the stage with an S rank for that speed clear, so you can't really dilly-dally. And the 6th one is going to be whenever you pick up an item in stage, that 6th mission bloop is passed. So I mean, it's not too difficult, right? Like, it seems pretty straightforward. I mean, the only downside is you're only going to be able to get 6 drops per clear, which is an interesting proposition for sure. But we'll see how that goes, for sure. Alright, now let's talk about the exchange. So you can access the exchange by going to, not quest, but monster here on the bottom. Scroll down a little bit until you see the red background with a, you know, striped hat. That is your opportunity to exchange your soul power points for items. Now, the important thing about this, please do not forget about this, is that you can only exchange an item 1 time per day. This timing does reset at midnight here, Japan time. Do note that these kind of texts don't tend to be localized, so that is going to be midnight Japan time. So keep that in mind when you've got to make your exchanges or not. Now you can see that there are some nice items here. You've got orbs, you've got a mystery box. We'll talk about that in a second. Tokudama, Ableberry scroll or level scroll, Waku Waku stick, an elevator bell, and a travel bell. Most of these do not have any limits, but the important thing here is that you get a small chance to get a lucky purchase bonus. And if that happens the next time you come to the store to buy merchandise from it, which might be within whatever campaign they're doing right now, so keep that in mind. But it gives you an extra purchase for that day, which might be big, so we'll have to see. And you know what, let's just do a mystery box to start. And you might ask, what is in that mystery box? Well, I already talked about the first time. So, mystery box item. There are 6 different items possible here. You've got 15% chance to get one of the 4 super type scrolls, right? So that's a total of 60%. That's evenly distributed, I hope, between the 4 types. So if you get that, great. The other 2 items that are in the pool are a Miracle Min and an Insta Transcend Shawl. Both of those have equal probability to be pulled within that group, so that's 20% each. So we got 4 times 15% and 2 times 20%. While the numbers do say it's 60-40, that's not going to be the case. Well, I mean, you know, if there's really one that you want, you know, it's only 15%. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Right, so you get the sword. Hey, we got a super power type scroll. And then if a super lucky purchase happened, it'll just pop something, will logo pop gold here and say, hey, next time tomorrow, you got a free. What am I saying? next time tomorrow you get a free extra purchase on top of the one you get. So that can make all the difference. Hey, and that is it for the collab. So let's see, what should I leave up here? There you go. Let's leave the missions there. So yeah, I mean that's about it. I know, yeah, the music again, it seems like it's just Monster Strike remixes, so Bleach must be a pain in the butt to get music for, which is unfortunate to hear because Monster Strike does a really good job with the music. That or it costs a lot of money. So anyways, yeah, I guess, you know, my advice always with these standard collabs is make sure you don't fall behind on those direct drop quests because it can be a pain to catch up. And if you really do like the characters, you know, don't wait to try and plump out your max luck books. Max luck box. Certainly some nice monsters to collect here. Is that it? I think that's it. So yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give me some nice words on how you're feeling this collab. You don't know, we might still get more details on the next Monster Strike news. It is just about halfway through the collab when that happens, so we'll see. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, extra thanks to you. Until next time.